Hello, this is Chris Bates again, and here we are on week 3 talking about improving your IHG Rewards Club recognition score. So let's get to it, and I'll keep it short again. So again, we're trying to make this month a September to remember, and our goal is to help our guests to remember that they were recognized, because I know that you're telling them that they were IHG Club Gold, Platinum, or Spire member, but we have to help them to remember they were recognized. So how do we do that? And first off, why are we going to concentrate on recognition? Mainly is guests that say that they were recognized are happier guests. How do we know that? Well, they fill out surveys and they give you higher scores. So, and I'm bringing this up in every single video, is because the front desk sometimes, they want to know how can they help to influence the heartbeat score. The number one way is to take a little bit more time during the check-in experience and make sure that they recognize our guests, but also make the check-in experience more memorable. So our first task as loyalty champions and front office managers and general managers, and maybe even some of your owners, is to listen to our front desk staff every single day. What are they saying to our guests? How are they checking in our guests? What are they doing to make that check-in more memorable? So hopefully you're spending some time up there and maybe standing in the lobby or sitting in the lobby and listening to how the check-in process is going. It takes time to change habits. We're on week 3, so if you've been religiously getting your staff to do some of these things, you're going to start to see change happen now. It takes 2 weeks of constant changing. If you've noticed they haven't changed yet, no worries. Just start working on it today, that they're going to have to change those habits. It takes a little while to develop a new habit. So in the first video, here's a little recap of what we covered. We want to tell our club members what the club is all about. A lot of times people who sign up for the club on the CRO, at the CRO, or when they got a phone, when they called in, or on the web when they're making their reservation, they don't even know what they signed up for. So let's tell them a little bit about it. Make sure that they've downloaded the app and signed up for Accelerate. Number 2, utilize our guest preferences on the guest arrivals report to personalize the check-in experience. Make sure that you verbalize what those guest preferences are and tell the guest if you were able to meet them. And then asking our repeat guests for a favor. If you see guests on the guest arrival report who have stayed with you before but did not do a survey, there's nothing wrong with asking them if they could do that for you. So those are the things we covered the first week. Hopefully your staff is fully on board and doing these things now. If not, it's a good reminder to go back and listen and see if they're doing them. Telling the club members what the club is, using guest preferences to personalize check-in, and asking our repeat guests to fill out a survey. In the second week, I added 2 more things. 1, go to the Champions Corner if you're a loyalty champion. Look around, review comments, ask a question, and check out the name of the nearest champions that are near you. Because you have some people out there who can help out, people who can help you with ideas on improving your recognition. Ask questions. See what other people are saying. Review some of the responses. Utilize Guest Champions Corner, Loyalty Champion Corner. It's really cool. And the second one was to write thank you notes to your Spire, Platinum, and Gold members, little handwritten note. And you might not have received it yet, but this week I sent a note to every single one of you. Every single one of your hotels should be getting a handwritten note of thank you for all the hard work that you're doing on recognition, because I really appreciate it. The scores have been good so far this month, and I know they can even get better. So keep it up. I'd say half of you, believe it or not, are 90 or up. That's amazing. So keep it up. Whoops, 2 more ideas. And the first one, and this is for this week 3, 2 more ideas, and you could utilize them if you'd like. The first one, and you see all that colored paper there, some of you might know about this, but print your registration on a different colored paper for each different type of IHG Reward member. Platinum members might get a different color. Gold members might be a color. Just pick the color and print your registration on there, and it will be a real visual reminder that they're recognized, because they're not used to signing a pink registration card or a green registration card. They usually have the white, same old boring paper. Just use a different color. See what happens. And just do it for a week, see if it makes a difference. And the second one is I would like to ask you to shake hands with your guests. And I know this is crazy. Some people don't like this idea, but because you don't want to touch the guest, maybe you do a fist bump, and you go up and say, thanks for staying with us. If you have, and you have the new Formula Blue pods, you have an opportunity to reach out a little bit closer to the guest and just put your hand out. The guest is going to be surprised, I'm telling you. Just say, hey, thank you for staying with us. If you're not comfortable with that, that's okay, but you'll be surprised how comfortable you will get with it. So here's a little video on how to shake hands.
How to shake hands. Make sure you know how to do it, but do you know how to do it well? You will need a working hand and a confident attitude. Step 1. Make sure your palms aren't sweaty. Step 2. Standing about a yard away, offer your right hand to the person you're greeting. If your right hand is incapacitated or immobilized, use your left hand. Step 3. Grasp the other person's hand firmly, but without excessive force. You want the flesh of your hand between your thumb and your index finger to grasp the same part of the other person's hand. Imagine you're holding an egg. You want to keep a firm grip on it, but you don't want to break it. Step 4. Gently move your hand up and down by using your elbow. Using your wrist conveys weakness, while using your shoulder can result in excessive force. Maintain eye contact throughout the handshake. Step 5. Release the other person's hand after 1 or 2 pumps. Did you know handshakes have been recorded as far back as 2800 BC in ancient Egypt?
Okay, so you might be thinking that's crazy, right? Well, I want to tell you a little story. Actually, it's 2 stories. But the first story is I had a bellman who used to work at one of my hotels that I worked at as when I was a front office manager. And he would shake hands of every single person who walked in the lobby. He just went over, shook their hands, maybe patted them on the back. He didn't carry their bags, just said, hey, welcome to, in this case, it was a Sheraton in Tempe, Arizona. He said, welcome to the Sheraton. And those guests would smile. He'd walk them up to the front desk and say, hey, you can get checked in right here. Or maybe he was shaking their hand as they were meeting somebody in the lobby. So he shook their hand and said, oh, you have a seat. Let me see if I can go find the person you're looking for. He was super friendly. But here's the thing about this guy, Ken, is that he would get more tips than any bellman that we ever had. And I hardly ever saw him carry a bag. I hardly ever saw him do anything for guests. But people would come by and ask him questions, and that shaking hands probably helped to get him a little bit more close to that guest. And also the second story is I remember an article about somebody who was traveling, and this was in the hotel business and hotel-motel management. And there was this person who said, I saw everybody at this hotel that I recently stayed at was just so friendly. It was the friendliest hotel I ever saw. And he tried to remember what was it that made that hotel seem more friendly. And he said that, wherever he came across somebody in checking in or when he was meeting somebody in sales, they shook hands. And he said, it's just something, it's not done anymore. So if maybe even for just your regulars, but I'm asking if you have people at the front desk who can do this, who can reach out and say, hey, thanks for coming and staying at our Holiday Inn, our Holiday Express, our Crown Plaza, or our Candlewood Suites, or whatever your brand is. Just reach out and say, thank you for staying with us. Thanks for being a Platinum member. Thanks for being a Spire member. I guarantee they will remember that. And this is just another thing you can try at your front desk. Okay? So we have a few ideas today. Let's move our recognition up to 100% for the rest of the week. If you're not 100% now, don't worry about it. Make sure the club members sign up for the club. That have signed up for the club, sign up for Accelerate and download our app. Utilize the guest arrivals report for guest preferences and verbalize their requests. And I can't emphasize enough, don't just do it. Tell them that you did it. say, I see that you want a room away from the elevator on the high floor, and I've given you that. And as a matter of fact, because you're a platinum member, I've upgraded you to one of our executive rooms. Saying that is going to help them to remember. Don't just do it. Tell them. Ask your repeat guests for a favor. Ask them to please fill out a survey. Write thank you notes for your Spire and Platinum guests. Nice and simple. I was just at a hotel today in Tempe, Arizona. Then they have all the notes already pre-written by each front desk person. And they have a whole bunch of them printed. They just pull them out, and they're ready to go. So it's just a thank you for the Spire members, Platinum members. You do it for Golden Club, too, if you like. Go to your Champions Corner once a week at least. Look at the comments. Ask a question if you need help. Respond to either of them. Use different color paper. This is something you can try, not a must, but you can try different color paper for on the registration card to signify different members. Just go in and print all your Spire members on one color, print all your Platinum members on a different color, print all your Gold, print all your Club on a different color, and then print everybody else on white. And then you know those white ones need to be enrolled. And then lastly, let's shake hands with our guests. If you're the front office manager and you're in the lobby, shake their hand. Say, hey, thanks for coming to stay with us. And remember to look them in the eye when you shake their hand, and don't have a wet hand. Have a what did they say? You must have a working hand. That's pretty good. All right, so our goal is to shoot our scores up. And, boy, you guys are doing an awesome job so far this month. I want to thank you very much, and keep it up. A lot of you are 90 and up to 100. There's still a few with 100 score, so keep it going. And if you have any questions or comments or ideas, please send them to me at chris.bates@ihg.com. And I thank you for your time today. There you go. Talk to you soon.